Hello, good night everyone. Thank you for coming back again di Cerita dari Seberang. Sekarang udah di episode kedua tiga and I'm so happy. I tremendously happy to have this opportunity. So tonight we would like to have such information and knowledge about the story from my senior, and he is so outstanding, guys. So if you really want to know him more and more, so please stay tuned on my cerita dari seberang, because this is like the frequent cerita dari seberang that I can share to you. But I'm so sorry that maybe karena ini ada kumis lele, that's okay, because I'm traveling right now. So I will invite, okay, the speaker Mas Isak, Kak Isak Sam. Okay. So I will invite him to my lab and we will share about an inspirational Papuan. Hello there.
Hi, Ivan. How are you?
I'm good. So what about you, Kak?
I'm great. I'm feeling good. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
I'm so honored to have this opportunity and to have such this conversation with you. I hope that in this loop we can share such usefulness to the others.
I hope so too.
Okay, Kak. So anyway, guys, I will try to introduce you. Who is the speaker right now? What can I call you? Isaac Sam or Isak Sam? How do I pronounce your name?
Yes, actually, well, we are in Indonesia, so I think it should be fine for you to call me just Isak.
Just Isaac Sam.
Yes, that should be fine.
Okay. So it's about, okay, I will try to introduce you, who is the speaker right now. He is an inspirational Papuan that I'm so honored to have this opportunity to finally meet him. And unfortunately, I can't meet him in person because it's still COVID-19. And he is Isaac Samuel Kebarek, and he born in Biak, Kabupaten Biak in Papua. And he is half of Papuan and a half of Manado. And he tell what's about the mixed Papuan in his YouTube. So guys, maybe in the last statement, he will share to subscribe his YouTube, guys. So he graduated from IPDN, Institute Pemerintah Dalam Negeri, and after that he continued to Marshall University of the United States of America. So it was so incredible that I finally met him in here to share about his story, and we hope that there are a lot of people can get our positive reference. That's it. Is it okay, Kak?
Yes, that sounds great.
Okay, so how's life going there? Is there everything good or what?
Yes, well, first of all, I would like to thank everybody who has, tuned tonight to this live. So yes, I'm currently living in Biak, one of the island in Papua, and everything is kind of normal this far. I'm kind of settling down with everything right now, so I don't have anything to complain that much.
Okay, that's good. So now Kak Isak live in Biak, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes. Okay. So after you leave from Bali, you said on your YouTube that you went to Bali on January 2021 after you come back from your university from United States of America. And then right now you came to Biak, right, for being a public servant. Is it right or not?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So we will try to get the further information about the public servant and why he finally chose to be a public servant, but not right now. So anyway, Kak, how do you find yourself? Yeah, at the first, like, how do you find yourself before you continue to choose the IPTN? We know that as the millennial as the Generation Z, we always say that to be the public servant is not that nice. Maybe because like we live in the cubicle room and there's no such a big communication or development or other things. So how did you find yourself that, okay, I finally want to be like the public servant to serve the people, or what else? Can you tell me about that?
Right. Well, thank you so much for the great question, Ivan, because at first I also didn't think that I would be a public civil servant as today. Because when I
Mm-hmm.
graduated from the high school, well, let me just give you a little bit background about what was going
Mm-hmm.
on in my last
Yeah.
year in high school. So at the time, actually, I got kind of half scholarship from Venus University. I got
Uh-uh.
like half scholarship from them because I won the second place for um, science Olympic in provincial level. So I got that
Okay.
scholarship, but
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
because it's
I
just
know
a
it.
half scholarship, I thought that
Yeah.
it's gonna still difficult even for myself because I don't want to bother my
Mm-hmm.
parents to spend any
Yeah.
money on my higher education. So I tried to registered on different scholarships as well, and I also tested the SNM pattern, which
Uh-uh.
is like selection to go to
Yeah.
prestigious schools in
University.
Indonesia.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I followed that SNM pattern, and I was enrolled by several universities. But I still think about that.
Mm.
I still think if I went to a university or a public universities, I still have to pay
Mm-hmm.
at least some amount of money out of my pocket, which means I still gonna bother
I
my
see.
parents for that, tuition fees and all. So
Yeah.
I ended
Mm-hmm.
up trying to register on, another public owned, like government owned institutions like statistic and IPDN.
Yeah.
And at that time, I didn't
Uh-uh.
even think that I would be accepted into IPDN because I didn't think that I'm like, I'm physically ready for that. But after
Okay.
I got,
Okay.
yeah, because I mean, when like getting enrolled into IPDN is not as easy as what people might think. It's a bit
Yeah.
hard and
Yeah. Yeah.
difficult. It's
Sure.
pretty challenging because it's not that you have to be ready
Mm-hmm.
mentally, but also physically. So
Yep.
that's why like when I was accepted into IPEDN, I was like, okay, well that's fine. I'll just take it because this is government owned institutions. I don't have to worry about the tuition fees.
Uh-uh.
And on top of that,
Uh-uh.
after graduation, I would become a public civil servant. So I just like, okay, I'm
Yep.
gonna go with that.
Okay, okay. So anyway, Kak, when you were in IPTN, before you continue yourself to find that you're passionate in IPTN, do you ever see that, okay, I will study here in IPTN, and then maybe I will try to fix myself that, oh, okay, being public servant is something that I really want as my dream. Oh, is it ever
Right.
imagine on yourself or not?
I don't think so because my dad is a public civil servant, and I grew up,
Ah.
I grew up looking at him as a public civil servant. How
Uh-uh.
how his working schedule look like. So I wasn't
Yeah.
that excited to be a public civil servant at that time because I didn't
Okay.
I didn't quite understand about how to be a public civil servant because as Ivan mentioned earlier, it is so strict.
Mm-hmm.
We have to
Mm-hmm.
follow the regulation and all. So yeah.
Okay, I see, I see. So, Ka, I will stop for the we talk about. I would like to say congratulations for you to be the grand finalist of Element 2021. I'm so
Thank you
proud
so
of you,
much.
of your
Thank you
hard
so
work.
much.
And the second one, I also want to congratulate you because you just came to BIAC as the public civil servant legally. And
Right.
then
Right.
the third
Thank you.
one, I also want to congratulate you that you just graduated from your university in Marshall University. Okay, from the LPDP scholarship. So I can't
Right.
say enough to say congratulate to you because you are such an incredible person that I ever seen. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm very honored. Thank you.
So the we can continue. How's your living? How's your living?
I'm sorry. It's kind of, breaking up a little bit. Can you repeat it?
Uh, okay, so how's your living when you were in IPDN? Is that good,
Um,
or you tried a lot?
I would
Mm.
say, when I was in IPDN, I think I was thriving. Means that I
Oh,
did my best to graduate it on time and also to get what I need so that I could continue to pursue what I want next in life. So
uh-uh,
basically, when I
uh-uh.
was at IPDN, I just tried my best to do what I can, like my grade. I tried to get good grade. I try to participate
Mm-mm,
a lot in
mm-mm.
school competitions or school activities, and even like becoming a student body president. Like I tried everything that I
Yep.
could just to just to
Mm.
better myself and to increase my knowledge and my experiences at least, so that I would be much ready after graduation. So yeah, pretty much that's what I
Uh-huh.
did during college.
Okay. So, Aruka, you ever upload to your YouTube channel? What's the
Right.
biggest milestones that you have been through until this point? Like, but maybe you will give an extra milestone for being grand finalist of being a grand finalist of Element 2021.
Right,
So, because
right. Thank you.
you put like you participate in Olympiad, and the second one you
Mhm.
became the student in IPTN. The third one you
Right,
became a student in Marshall University, and then now you
right,
became the grand finalist at grand finalist of Element 2021. So that's so good. Uh,
right.
so, anyway, so after you graduate from the EPTN, I think that I read from your curriculum today that you still have spare time, like 2 years before you continue to study in Marshall University, right? So, what did you
Correct.
do at that time?
So, as per IPDN regulation, after graduation, you have to work as a public civil servant. And at the
Uh,
time, I worked at provincial level. So I work at the
okay.
province, at
Mm-mm.
the government of Papua province, and at
Mm-mm.
that time I worked, and also I participated, not really participated, but I took a course like English course at that time,
Okay.
and also
Uh,
I participated on what you know as the Shippers Southeast Asia and Japan Youth Exchange Program. So during that period, I participated on those different programs at the same time, at the same years, during 2015. Yeah,
also, so it means that when you were in the spare time, you participate in Wisely.
right.
Yes or not, Kak?
Yes, yes, that's correct.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
You,
So when you were in the spare times, you participate in
mhm.
Wisely, right?
Well, I'm not in Wisely, but on SEAP, like
Oh, yeah.
Ship for
Sorry,
Southeast
sorry.
Asia.
Yes, say up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it
Yes,
means you contribute, you participate at that program, right?
right. That's correct.
Wow. Okay, guys. So I will tell you what is SEAP. Yeah, SEAP is one of the prestigious program from PPAN, Pertukaran Pelajar Antarnegara, which is this program actually in national for all Indonesian people can join in these programs with a
Yes,
lot of requirements. Maybe the requirement is also referred to the age and also a lot of interviews and anything that you can pass in that program. You can go to a lot of country with that kind of program. So the SIAP means what I said, like sailed to a lot of country in Southeast Asia and
right.
Japan. Yes, right.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. So, and the fact from the CF is they those who participate in CF are good looking.
I don't know about that.
Okay. So it means that how did you learn English before you continue your master degree level?
So as I mentioned earlier, actually I took English course
Mm-hmm.
back in 2015, and I took this course for
2015. Uh-huh.
approximately yes, 2015. So I took this course for about, I would say, 4 months before I
Uh-uh.
went for shift for Southeast Asia, and then
Uh-uh.
I went for my master's degree in the United States. So basically, before I went to the university, my English wasn't that great, I would say, because
Mm-hmm.
I would say, I got enough to get enrolled into the university at the time.
Oh,
But when
okay.
I
Mm-mm.
went there to the university, I took another English course at the time for like, I would say like probably 2 semesters. So I took English class and
Uh-huh.
my regular class at the same time. So in that period, I also
Mm.
learned to, increase or improve my English and
Mm-mm.
basically learn what I would say many people wouldn't learn in Indonesia as what I had learned
Yeah.
in America directly.
Oh, wow, 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 wow. So, Kak, I'm so wonder. Uh, did you ever think to choose another country instead of America before you choose America for your master degree?
Yeah, that's a great question because before I went to America, I actually was enrolled to Perth University in Australia. So that's my,
Okay.
yeah, that was my first pick. So that was my first pick when I applied for LPDP. But
Mm-hmm.
as the time goes by, there was a changes in the acceptance process. So they
Okay.
offered
Mm.
me a different letter of acceptance from Marshall University at the time in 2016. So when they said
Uh,
like when they gave me this information, I was like, yes, just give me that LOA, and I'm gonna work with LPDP how to transfer the university from Australia to US. So that's how I went to US
okay.
at the first place.
Oh, I see, I see. So, anyway, so why did you choose US? Even though I already watched from the YouTube why you share your reason why you choose USA, so maybe all of us will know why you choose USA instead of
Right.
others in other country.
Yes, well, thank you. Well, actually, I shared this a little bit also during my live talk with Elman at the time. That the reason
Mm-hmm.
why I went to USA because of the major that I took, which is public administration, is
Uh-uh.
quite similar in practical ways to how the government works in Indonesia. So that's why that's like the
Yeah.
very main point why I want to study in US. And when I went there and I
Yeah.
studied there and adjusted myself with all of the government systems, government like how
Mm-hmm.
the government environment and everything, how it works like politically, I think it's quite similar with Indonesia. And I'm glad that I choose USA, to be honest, because I got
Okay.
to learn a lot of different things that I think I'm could apply to my work later on in Indonesia, like right now. So, I'm excited about that.
Oh, I see, I see, I see, I see. Anyway, when you were in the USA, before you went to USA, we all know as Indonesian people that USA is a part of superpower country. And we know from the media that USA is full of conflict, issues, and other things that maybe as Indonesian people feel afraid to go there, or maybe we think twice to live there, and how do we adjust with those with their culture or something like that. Did you ever feel that before, Kak?
Um, I would say yes, in a tone that at first when I went there, I was a little bit afraid that American people will not be able to understand my
Mm.
English pretty well. That's the
Mm-hmm.
first thing because I know that like many American people in
Mm-hmm.
general. I'm not gonna say like each American like that, but some people in
Yep.
there, they would be they. Um, sometimes they wouldn't be they are not speakable. You know, like if you speak with them and
Uh,
you have your accent with you, like you have like a very
yeah.
strong accent with you, some of them will kind of ignore you. So that's why I was like, I was
Oh,
afraid
okay.
about that. I was afraid
Yeah,
about that
yeah.
situation.
Mm,
So at first, yes, it's a little bit difficult for me to connect with them, to adjust myself with the culture.
mm-mm.
So it took me like, I would say 6 months to actually, adapt with the
Okay.
situation. So yeah, but
Wow. Wow.
I
Mm.
didn't, I would say I didn't experience extreme like situation with local Americans because most of the time they probably will call you something that nasty or dirty words, but
Uh-uh. Mm-mm.
it's just because they like to do that. Like they just like to shout out on strangers in the street when you like walk by the
Uh,
university and someone
okay.
goes by with a car or with a bike and they're just gonna like yell at you for no reason. But it's like pretty common. So yeah.
Really?
Right. That was like probably like a weird experience that I had at the time, but it's
Okay.
reality.
Yeah. So we maybe all of us still to know the of Marshall University. We all know that Marshall is kind of a Virginia, right? And it's I mean like it's not too far from the Texas. Is it true or not, Kak?
Um, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I can hear you right
Yeah.
now. So,
All right.
mm-mm,
So, actually, from the place where I went to school is in West
mm-mm.
Virginia, which is the west
In
part
West
of
Virginia.
America.
Mm-mm,
Yes,
mm-mm, mm-mm.
and Texas is kind of in the
Short,
south
yeah, short.
side,
Mm.
right? So for me to travel from West Virginia to Texas, it will take me a while, to be honest. Like it's probably more than
Okay.
24 hours. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
quite far away
Mm.
if you want to drive to Texas, but if you take a flight, it might take you like 30 to an hour by flight, I think.
Okay. So I also saw from your post that you took picture from the Liberty Statue. That was awesome.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I cried a lot when I saw your picture. That oh my god. Okay. So you can continue. So anyway, Kak, after you before you went to the university, Marshall University, did you take GRE or not?
Um, I didn't take the GRE at the time because I
Uh-uh.
took what it's called pathway program at Marshall
Okay.
University. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So in pathway
Mm-hmm.
program, you didn't have to take the GRE, but you had like extra classes that you have to take instead of the GRE.
Uh, okay, okay, okay. Now,
Yeah.
because we all still have such confusion about that. If we really want to go to USA, so we have to take the
Hmm.
GRA. It means like we have to be extra struggling lah, to take our master degree level in the USA instead of the other country, right? So anyway,
Right, right.
um, why did you choose LPTP as your best partner to get scholarship? I mean, like you are from Papua, you have a
Hmm.
privilege to take AAS Australia Award Scholarship. We all know that,
Right,
right? And
right.
so why did you choose LPTP scholarship?
Well, actually, I also did apply for AAS. I applied for
Uh
AAS as well, and
huh.
then I applied for
Okay.
LPDP as well. But
Okay.
during the AAS, I think enrollment at the time, I went to
Mm-hmm.
Japan for that year for Southeast Asia. So I
Okay.
didn't get to take that um, the enrollment process at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to just go with LPDP.
Okay. Okay, I see. So, what is the big challenge when you were taking LPTP process? Yeah.
Um, I would say probably the difficult part of taking LPDP test was the interview session because at the time I
Mm-hmm.
think I had three parts of tests during that time. The first one was writing test. The second
Oh,
one was kind of
uh-uh.
discussion group test, and the last one is the interview test.
Okay. Mm-mm.
So during the interview,
Mm-mm.
I was questioned by three different people, and one of them was a
Okay.
psychologue, like the one that actually could
Mm-mm.
read if you would be able to, succeed when you pursue
Yeah.
higher education. So at the time, I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, I would just answer whatever I know best of my knowledge, and I would
Uh-uh.
be just genuine as possible and try to tell them what
Mm.
exactly what I want, like something like that. And I
Yep.
still remember till today, one of the question was, um, why do you want to study abroad? Why don't you just choose
Uh-huh.
like local universities? Like, we have best college in here, like UGM and UI.
Yeah,
Why
Indonesia
didn't you
University.
choose,
Mm.
right? Why
Okay.
didn't you choose those universities? And
University. Mm.
my answer at the time was, I said, well, the thing is, I already studied in Java, and I knew the cultures, I knew the people, I knew everything about them. But the opportunity for me to study
Yeah, yeah.
abroad
Mm.
was I would be able to learn something new. It's not only about the cultures, it's not only about the knowledge, but
Okay.
also about the cultures of the people and things like that. So that's like my answer that I think it's like a winning answer that makes that made me got into LPDP.
Okay. So anyway, for about an alignment, did you ever see yourself before you took LPTP scholarship? What is your biggest point, or what is your biggest selling point that you can share to the LPTP committee? In your
Right.
opinion,
So
in your opinion.
I think the biggest selling that I could sell at the time was just because I graduated from
Mm-mm.
IPDN with predicate cum laude, so it was pretty good.
Yeah,
And also,
yeah.
when I was at IPDN, I was also a co-author, a co-writer for one of the books that
Oh,
my
okay.
professor released at the time. And on top of
Ah, I
that,
see.
I was also selected to represent Papua for the trip for Southeast Asia and Japan for 2015.
Uh-huh.
So during the interview, I already got selected.
Huh.
So I sell that information to them. So that's how I think I
Oh,
got, good points, I think.
okay, 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 okay. I don't know. Like now, I'm still speechless on how to say in the further question, but it's okay. The show must go on. So, anyway, when you were in USA, and it means like your first experience to live in the Western culture, like because
Right, right.
before that you just spend your time in the Southeast Asia and also Japan, which
Hmm.
is
Right.
those culture is still slightly different with us. Yeah. So what
Hmm.
about you when you were in the United States of America? Did you feel that culture shock, or did you have any experience for that?
Yes, well, first of all, I would like to say hi for my friends from Blue Squad, Element of the Year. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Um, so yeah, I think just like many Asian people in general, whenever we
Mm.
came for the first time to Western country, I think we would be
Yeah.
very excited about the snow, I would say, because that is the first thing that I was like very excited about. Like the Christmas is close, it means that I'm gonna experience
Yeah.
winter, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was very excited about that. But of course, I would say I think I went to US back in 2016 on May 2016.
Uh-huh.
So it
Mm.
took me like 3 months, I would say, to get rid of my homesick. Like I used to miss
Oh,
Indonesian food a lot. So I was trying to find a way
yeah.
how to, adjust with the meals because every time when I went to the university, canteen, we can only eat like burger, uh, pasta,
Mm.
pizza,
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
kind of
Mm.
meals, American meals. So like, like during that 3 months, I was like trying to just adjust myself with those kind of meals. But after that, I think I'm kind of good. I think I can adjust myself very quickly, just within.
Ah, mm, okay. So, Kaisa, can you hear me? Okay, so the connection is still getting like a slightly trouble. So now we would like to say like how amazing he is. I don't know how could I say about him more and more. So we still have a lot of questions. If you guys really want to give him question, that's okay. You can put your question to the comments. To the comments. Ka Isak still have the connection trouble. I will invite him again. Wait, I will invite him again. Okay. Okay. Yeah, welcome back here.
I'm so sorry, guys, because the internet service in my place is quite bad at like I would say couple days this far. So I'm so sorry for the connection.
That's okay. That's okay. Thank you so much, Ka. From the comment from Mumu Heliconia, we're so proud of you. Never choose to amaze us.
He's
Thank you
my
so.
leader squad.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
bro.
Kaisak, I would like to give you such question, but it's quite not sensitive, yeah. But I really want to know that we all know that if we are living in Western country, and then we really want to explain about our identity, right? And you just shared your story about your culture shock. So I want to know about your agility and also adaptive when you were in the United States. You will bring your identity as the Papuan, which is for your physical appearance look like the Latin America. Your physical appearance also slightly similar like the Afro Americans. So we maybe all a lot of people there will suppose you from those people, right? So how did you show yourself that you are from Indonesia and you come from part of Indonesia, Papua, which is a lot of people still do not consider about the Papua. A lot of people out Indonesia always suppose that Papua is part of Papua New Guinea is not part of Indonesia, right? So how did you explain to them about yourself at that time?
Yes, actually that's really correct. That every time when I was in Indonesia, in the United States, people always thought that I came from either Mexico or
Mm-hmm.
some part of Middle East or from South Africa. So that's why I never like people always talk to me in those language either in Spanish or in English because they know that I'm not
Uh-huh.
from Asia, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then they will ask me, where did you come from? And at that time I would like, oh, I came from Papua. It's a part of Indonesia. I
Mm-hmm.
had to explain to them that Papua is not a part of PNG. It is a part of Indonesia. And surprisingly, many people actually don't know about Indonesia that much in US.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Most of them only know Bali.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I would say, like, if they ask me, where do you come from? And I would say Indonesia, and they will like, where Indonesian is? And I would say, do you know Bali? And they were like, yeah, I know Bali. Yes, Bali is a part of Indonesia. And then they were like, oh, okay. So, it's a little bit tricky when you explain to American people about Indonesia.
Okay. So, Kak, there's a question. Why did you choose Marshall University from Jirinov? Yeah.
Okay, journal. So yes, actually, Marshall University was introduced to me. So I
Mm-hmm.
got like a letter of acceptance from the university itself. So that's
Mm-hmm.
how I get into Marshall University because I didn't know about Marshall University at all at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I mentioned earlier, that I actually chose Perth University in Australia, not
Yep.
Marshall University. But when I got
Uh,
that letter of acceptance from Marshall
yep.
University, I was like, yes, just give it to me. I'm gonna get it. Like, so that's how I get
Okay.
into Marshall University. Not because I want to go to there, but because I
Uh,
got the LOA, the letter of acceptance, which is very
so
important for you if you want to apply for LPDP.
good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So, Kak, it's about 35 minutes. Time flies so fast. And we're still in the middle question. We have like a lot of question more. So maybe I need like extra time with you, ya, Kak, ya.
All right.
So, anyway, I'm curious actually about when you were living in the United States and yeah, when you were there, and we all, as you mentioned before, that you never face from the issue from the America states, and we all know that America still have a lot of issues about the politics, about the Black Lives Matter. We also know about
Right.
the LGBTQ project. And when you were there, I still understand, still have like, who's the president at your time?
Oh my God. It was Trump era. Donald Trump.
Oh yeah, it's Donald Trump. So it means like we face or we read from the media, yeah, such a lot of issue from the Americas. Did you ever experience like one of them when you were living there?
I think maybe I didn't have any really, I would say, extreme experience with them. But what I would
Mm-hmm.
say is that most of the time when I was there, people will make a joke that Asian people don't know how to speak English pretty well. That was probably
Uh-huh.
the extreme like racist issues that I
Yeah.
ever encountered when I was in the US, because it's like
Okay.
whenever you went to like mini market or to the mall, when you want to ask something and you have an accent with you, they will
Yeah,
just
yeah.
ignore you. And that's what probably the most, racist, I would say, act that I had experienced when I was in there.
Okay, okay. Oh my God. So, anyways, there are two questions from Nico Noel. He said panutan. Yeah, he also my panutan ya, panutan saya. So, apakah ada kaitan antara Marshall University dengan Marshall Plant? What is that? Is that joke or not?
So actually, people make a joke a lot about it, because people thought that, oh, so you went to Marshall University, it means that you learned about like military systems in the US. And I was like, no,
Yeah, yeah,
I didn't know
yeah.
about that at all. It's actually, it's not related at all. It's not related whatsoever, because Marshall University,
Yeah.
the name Marshall itself comes from John Marshall, which is one of the, I
John
think,
Marshall. Yeah.
um, yeah, one of the famous like professor, I think, in US. So that's why they give the name after him, John Marshall. That's like
Yeah.
the full name of the university. So
Okay.
it
So
it
anyway,
doesn't
Kak,
have
how
any
long?
connection at all.
Any so how long you've spent your time in USA? It's like 2 years or more than that?
Actually, more than that, because I finished my master's within 2 years, and then I got
Huh?
2 years extra to work in the US for a while.
Is that okay? Is that okay for LPTP scholarship?
Well, you have to get what is called optional practical training visa, which is only, I think,
Ah,
it will be only issued by federal government of the United States. When you got
mm-mm.
that, then you will be able to work in there as a student who work to practice the degree that you have earned. So
Okay.
it's also have a standard for the grade for you to be able to
Mm.
work. If you're not cum laude, I don't think you will be able to work in there. So you
Oh my
wouldn't be able
God.
to accept like the LOA, the OPT, optional practical training.
Oh, so you got cum laude. Congratulations, Kak Isak. You are so incredible.
Thank you.
Anyway, but we all know that the requirement for LPTP scholarship, if you graduate from the university, you have to come back directly after you graduated,
Right.
right? Is it right or not? So it
Yes.
means that
Well,
you proposed to the LPTB committee, right?
yes, of course you have to report because
Okay, okay.
the only way you could do like what I did, which is not many people could do, it you have
Yeah.
to communicate with the LPDP, and the LPDP should give you a permission to do the practical training, because this is counted as a practical
Okay.
training for you after graduation. So it's kind of, you do the you do the college or you do the school again, but it's like in a real world. So it's kind of, that's
Okay.
why it's different.
Okay. Okay, Kak. So there's another question from roniasi.it. But before I read this question is related into the essay that you have written in LPTP scholarship. When
Okay.
you were in the USA, what was your plan for Indonesia? The issue or change that you want to bring to Indonesia? Is that correct, right?
Right,
So can
right.
you explain
So
about that?
actually, I mean, I'm very glad. I'm very glad because I had done one of my promise campaign when I written down on my paper, which is to educate more youth
Mhm.
Papuan people, and I
Yep.
do it right now through my campaign, which is Come in Papua. If you guys want to know about that, you
Mm-mm.
can follow my Instagram at Come in Papua. That's how I try to, advocate for a better quality of education for unfortunate children, specifically for children in rural
Mm-mm.
areas of Indonesia. But for right now, of course, because I came from Papua, I started from Papua as
Yeah.
for right now, and that's the same campaign that I also used to bring it to Elmen as well, because I want to bring awareness about how important education is for our
Yeah.
young generation, specifically children in rural areas of Indonesia. So that's like one of my campaign promise when I was
Oh.
writing down my paper for LPDP, and I do it. So I'm excited about that. But it's still a
Oh my
ongoing
gosh.
project, so I will still gonna do that.
Okay.
And the second of all is, of course, I'm trying to uh, apply whatever knowledge that I have earned from my master's degree to my actual
Mm-hmm.
career right now as a public civil servant. And just for your information, I was just
Uh-huh.
recently being inaugurated uh, to into a new position at the government level, which is sebagai maybe wakil lurah atau sekretaris lurah. So I'm very honored
Congratulations.
to get that, and I'm ready. Actually, I'm ready to start working and to dedicated my knowledge and my expertise on government level to better our government system in Indonesia, and we're gonna do that. So just stay tuned. Follow my Instagram.
Okay, I will heartedly support you, Kak.
Thank you.
So there's another statement from Nico Noel. Or actually, the objection of us learning a foreign language is not the sounds like them or native speaker, but to maintain a mutual communication between. That's correct. Correct.
Right, right,
So no matter what, no matter where do you come from, like you are from Papua, Java. For me personally, I had also experience before when I went abroad, and then my English still like in Java. I come from Central Java, which is like very medok.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So when I was talking in English, I still have like medok accents, but that's okay. I'm very lucky to have like accent, but I accepted
Mhm.
to that point.
Right, right. So I think
So,
that's like, if I could give a message for that, like, I mean, the
mm,
important point for me to be able to speak English as right now is that because I never afraid of making a mistake, and I never afraid of my accent. Every time I speak with people, I will be proud of my how I sound, because I think that is a
mm,
very important step for you to learn language. You have to love your
yep.
accent. You have to love the way you speak. If you can do that, I think you will learn whatever language that you want to learn easily.
Okay. Mm. Okay, Kak. There's one question, but maybe the answer you can DM Kak Isaac. directly from this question. If I want to invite you for a collaboration project about education, how is about your availability? So the availability schedule, you can contact him
Oh,
directly. He is so incredible. Really, it's so incredible.
right,
I
right.
wish word to you. So anyway, back to your life study when you were in the United States. What is your best memory when you were there? And what is your
I
worst memory? Like, yeah, you can share to me like the best and worst memory.
Okay. Let me say the best memory that I had when I was in the United States was I was able to um, connect with the local people in the United States.
Uh-huh.
So I had a lot of friends in the
Yeah.
United States. I had friends from
Yep.
pretty much everywhere in the world right now, I would say. Like I had friends from
Mm-hmm.
Middle East, I had friends from Asia, I had friends from like Russia, like you can name it. Like I had
Mm-hmm.
a lot of friends. And I also had American families. Like I have them even until today. They are my foster family in the United States. So
Ah,
even like
okay.
right now, when I still have some kind of small businesses in there, they were the one that I call to help me out with whatever going on with my with my staff in there. So I still have that connection with
Yep.
them. So I'm
Yeah.
very grateful for that. For the bad
Mm.
experience, I would say maybe living under difficult time. The under
Uh-huh.
Trump era, I think it was a very hard time politically, and also to be an Asian people in America at the time. It was like probably the worst time for myself and for many of my fellow
Yep.
Asians people because it's a difficult time. So yeah,
Uh,
probably
yep.
that.
So amazing. So guys, I also want to give you such information, like discrete information. Ka Isaac is actually maybe in from the education part, he expert in public administration. But if you see from his YouTube channel or from his Instagram, he also expert in mental health issue. He also understand a lot in the way self improvement and self development. So he is a nice person to talk to, really, really. So I don't know, like you had like a lot of experiences. You also had, I mean, like you expert in singing, you expert in delivering something clearly, yeah, it's very clear and detailed, and you also have such good public communication, yeah, public speaking, and
Thank you.
that's awesome. So, guys, there's also an information that, as Kak Isaac mentioned before, after he graduated from a Marshall University, he ever worked in United States of America. You know, maybe all of us never suppose ourselves to be a person who can work in the superpower country. We've always afraid to show ourselves that maybe okay, like we have to work in like the rural area, on the remote area. We don't believe it ourselves. We always feel that if we compete with the Western people, maybe they are superior and we are not. That's wrong. This is the example from Ka Isaac Sam. He is the one who finally proved that he can compete. He could compete with the Western people to work there. And I can give you such information. He worked as administrative assistant at as care management in United States of America in 2019. And he also became quality control specialist in solid foundation property company in United States for 2019 to 2020. And he also had internship in the consular function in KJRI Houston in United States 2020. So it means it's wonderful, you know, like, oh my God, we always despise like Papuan people. We always think that Papuan people have not that quality from if we compare with Javan people. That's totally wrong. We are actually equal. We also have such what can I say? Like, I'm really sorry. Like, I'm really eager to say that because a lot of people always assume that maybe Papuan don't have like the facility. If we compare with Javan people, no, that's wrong. If we have the quality and if we can't, what I do, if we can compete with our fearness, like yeah, because the
Right,
fearness is
right.
like the biggest enemy from ourselves, right? This is
That's
the
correct.
example that finally he could he got LPDP scholarship. You know, this is like the national scholarship of Indonesia, the prestigious scholarship, and he also can work study in Marshall University in USA. This is like the superpower country, and he also work there. Like, oh my god, I can't say enough to say that. Oh my god. That's awesome. That's so incredible. Oh my god, guys. I don't know. How can I say again? You are so
Thank
awesome.
you, thank you.
So anyway, when you were in the Marshall University, and then you ever had work experience there in the United States of America, did you have such did you see the different culture with the Western in the way Western people work with our people work?
Yes, of course. I would say there is a wide gap in terms of
Mm.
working culture in the United States
Mm-mm.
and in Indonesia. Because when you are in the United States, you don't work using paper anymore. You use your computer,
Yeah.
and that's it. That's
Mm.
pretty much it. So you do
Ah.
everything through computer, you do everything through Microsoft Office, and you do everything through Google, through email. That's your best friend when
Yeah.
you work in the United States. And on
Yep.
top of it,
Mm.
of course, you have to be on time, very on time, and you
Mm-mm.
should be responsible on every task that they gave to you because in the US we will do the evaluation every month. It's not
Uh,
every week, it's not every year, but it's every month. So you don't
okay.
you cannot
Okay.
like holding on tasks and you said like I'm gonna finish this later. Like no, you can't because during the day you already have tasks and you have to complete it within a week, something like that.
Okay. Okay. So anyway, I'm still wonder. We all know that as the human, we face the persistence and perseverance. And
Right,
I do believe that you did it, right? You did such persistence and perseverance. Maybe you also fight with a lot of mental health issue at that times.
right,
So
right,
how did you still consistent on your level? How did you still consistent on the self improvement? And how did you still consistent in the way you always achieve your dreams? A lot of dreams that we expect like beyond of expectation. So can you
right.
tell me about that?
I think the one secret that I want to share with everybody is that whenever you do something, just never forget the first point why you want to do that thing. Like for
Mm-hmm.
example,
Mm.
for myself is that well, I already told myself that I came from nowhere. I came from Papua and I came from Biak. Nobody knows
Yeah.
what Biak is.
Mm.
So I have to use this
Yeah.
opportunity
Mm.
to the best of my, to my improvement, my self improvement. So I would like
Yep.
stay tuned. Like every time I'm down, like I felt like I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't doing my best. I would remind
Yep.
myself again that, oh yeah, the first thing why you want this is because this. So that's why I can, keep myself up and doing what I need to do and to complete what I have to complete. Because if you
Okay.
don't have that kind of self-esteem or self-motivation, it's
Yep.
gonna be, it will be very hard for you to finish your work, especially when you are abroad, like when you live in the United States. It's like twice
Huh.
as harder as living in Indonesia.
Yeps, yeps. Okay, okay, that's good. So it's already in 54 minutes, and time flies so fast. And we were talking a lot, and I know that Kak Isaac is so busy. So I will try to get a resume on what we were talking about. Maybe all of us watch in the middle or in the last. So okay, this is the example for the Papuan people. Yeah, one of the Papuan people that really, really wonderful and amazing, outstanding. What can I say again? Incredible. A lot of things. Like I don't know how can I say like the deserved word for him. And he is the example that actually, if you really struggle for your dream, and if you really persistent and perseverance for everything that you want to start at the first, it means that you have to achieve that. Do not afraid on your dream, and do not always despise your quality. Do not always despise that your identity for sure. That we all from Indonesia are actually very equal in quality. That's actually
Right.
the most important thing. And Kaisak is actually the example that he achieved from one when he was in the senior high school. He participated in Olympiad. And the second one, he continued to study in IPDN. And after that, he ever had experience to went abroad for the SEAP program. You know, if you want to know more about this program, you can check through your Google SSEAYP. This is like the most prestigious program from Kemenpora. Yeah, and it's offered from the national people. Like all of us can apply for this program. And then he continued to study in Marshall University and got the scholarship, LPD scholarship. We all know that this scholarship is the most wanted scholarship for Indonesian people, Indonesian students particularly.
Right.
And I
Right.
don't know, like after that, he could work in United States, and he didn't feel feel like in low or feel like his quality or feel discouraged. Sorry, he always pursue everything bigger and bigger, and now he's become the one that I don't know. Like every time he always gives such the most outstanding moment and level and the other thing. And now he is struggling for the element a grand finalist for element 2021. That I hope that you can be the best. You can be the best for form the
Amen.
best. Kak, so
Amen.
thank
Thank
you
you.
so
Thank
much
you.
actually for your time. Thank you so much for your time. So after all, can you give us such the last that maybe can encourage us? Maybe that to those people out there who still despise the Papuan people, like what do you really want to share to us?
I think maybe I don't want to say the last message because I will still continue to inspire more people. So
Hmm.
I just want to say that even if you come from a rural areas of Indonesia,
Hmm.
a place that nobody knows where it is in Indonesia, you have to believe in yourself that we live in Indonesia. We all have the same opportunity to be whatever we want in Indonesia.
Yep.
We can
Hmm.
be whatever that we want. We can dream to be a president. We can dream to be a minister. Whatever it is,
Yep.
just go
Yep.
for it.
Hmm.
Just start it now. Don't think that, oh, I want to try tomorrow. No, just try it right now. Plan it.
Yep.
Make sure that you will do it. And I believe that if you stick to the plan that you have planned since the beginning, I think you will get to the point where
Hmm.
you want in your life. And again, this life is
Yep.
about learning. So if you can learn from every process that you go through, you will get closer to what you want in life.
Hmm.
I think that
Okay,
should be all.
that's good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, guys, I would like to say thank you very much for all of you who still join until until right now. And I'm so honored that finally I can talk with Kak Isaac Sams. He's the grand finalist for MN 2021 right now in the house. And then I'm so happy. I mean, like, I'm tremendously happy to have this opportunity. I hope that I can work more. Yeah, I can give such usefulness to the artists like you, because yeah, the most important thing like become the quality person like you is sharing. Yeah, the more
Right.
we share to the others, the more usefulness that a lot of people can get. I do believe
Right.
with that. So the finally, right now, I hope that you good luck for your next step, next journey. Good luck for
Thank you.
everything that you are still pursuing a lot for the time. So I hope that we still have the good communication.
Sure, sure.
Anyway, I just really want you to review my essay after this.
Will do,
Okay,
will do. Will do.
so thank you so much for your
All
time.
right.
Thank you
Thank
also
you.
for your
Thank you.
positive reference. Thank you also for your energy. I hope that you are stay safe because we are still in the pandemic COVID-19. Yeah, so stay safe, stay healthy, and stay positive. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye, Ivan. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.